I am back. We were talking earlier today about spouses that are just difficult. That's what we were talking about today. We're talking about difficult spouses, and I want to give a few practical tips regarding that. And I don't know, it might be something a little wrong with my Wi-Fi, but I just want to come on anyway and come back on because I had to get off because my daughter came in, and when she came in, she had to find something regarding her job, and so I knew where it was. But anyway, regards to that. I want to come back on and I want to talk a little bit about the five signs of a difficult spouse because, I want to share this with everybody. If you're married, you know that marriage can be difficult enough, but when you have a difficult spouse, that can bring a heavier barrier than you just being married, okay? And one thing about a difficult spouse is that concerns me is that you have a spouse that does not recognize what you bring to the marriage. A lot of times, if they don't recognize what you do in the marriage, then that could be a red flag. Okay. And some spouses are just difficult. And a lot of times you might not have known it, but they were difficult before you got married, but you didn't know that because a lot of times they probably didn't show that part of themselves to you. And so, and because they didn't show that part of themselves to you, that could be a problem. So, I want to give the first. I want to try to go back over this. The five difficult spouses. These are five signs of a difficult spouse. And number one is this is what I said in the other video. Number one, constant criticism and blaming. That is one sign that your spouse is difficult. If they're constantly blaming you all the time for everything, you're the problem, it's your fault, and they criticize you, criticize your character, then you have a difficult spouse. Number two, poor communication and they're very defensive. If they don't know how to communicate with you, and they're very defensive, they're defensive all the time, or either you're going into a good conversation, you believe it's going to be a good conversation, but then later on it turns into an argument. You got a difficult spouse. You have a difficult spouse, and so and number three, a lack of empathy and emotional support. Difficult spouse. Okay. Because you can be in the home physically together, but emotionally there's no support there. That's a difficult spouse, and a spouse that doesn't show empathy to you, and that means you just they can't see what you might be going through. They can't see your point of view, and they really don't care, and so that is a difficult spouse. Another one is if your spouse is controlling or manipulative, difficult spouse. If you have someone that always have control where you are, what you're doing all the time, that can be a difficult spouse. Okay, and also a spouse that refuse to to take up their responsibility. That's a difficult spouse. And so, what I want to give a few tips, just a few that help us to deal with a difficult spouse. And this is a few tips that help you deal with a difficult spouse. Number one, stay calm. Stay calm instead of reacting. Stay calm. That's number one on the list. Because a lot of times when you with a difficult spouse and you get into a heated conversation, emotions, tones, everything get to rising. Okay, they get to going up, everything. But you have to stay calm and you have to not react. And this is building up to the point I really want to get to that has helped me. Okay. And so you have to stay calm and not react and pause if you have to. because a lot of times, before you react to what they're shooting at you, you have to, um, I would say, self-regulation. You have to regulate yourself and say, okay, I'm not going to react to that. Okay. And so you need to step away for a few minutes before replying to heated comments. When you have a difficult spouse, if every time you turn around, they have some heated comment coming at you. And when you know what you're into like that, you're prepared. You can prepare yourself, even when the conversation begins. You can prepare yourself for what might come. What might come, you can prepare yourself. Number two, these are just a few tips. Listen to understand and not to argue. And a lot of times it's good to listen and let them know that you're listening. How about that? Because a lot of times it aggravates people, difficult people especially. It'll aggravate them it aggravates them when it seems like you're not replying to their, or you're not responding to them. And so let them know, okay, I'm listening. I'm listening. This is what a difficult spouse. And a lot of times, difficult spouses, they want to be heard. They want to make sure that they're being heard, and especially if they're opening up, because a lot of times, difficult spouses really don't want to open up. They really don't. This is something that you can do to show that you're actively listening to them. You can nod your head, give them eye contact, and a lot of times that might help ease some of the tension, because when you're talking with a difficult person or a difficult spouse, you have to sometimes go the extra mile for them. Okay. All right. If you have a difficult spouse, you know what I'm talking about. Another thing is choose your battles wisely. When you have a difficult spouse, you have to choose your battles. Some things you should not even engage in. Sometimes you can see where it's going. Okay. And I just want to say this: every disagreement doesn't have to be a blown argument. Okay? And choose your battles. If it's not that important, or it's not that important, or it's not great impact on the relationship, sometimes it's, ask your difficult spouse if you can come talk to them later about it. You know? I mean, and you can ask yourself while they're talking, you can ask them, will this affect our relationship tomorrow? Will this really matter tomorrow? You have to choose your battles wisely. Another one is, and I know a lot of people might not agree with me, but it's good to set boundaries even in marriage. And I've said that before. It's good to have boundaries, you all. And boundaries are not a wall, but they limit and to protect your emotional well-being. And it's good to set boundaries. All right, it's good to set boundaries to let your spouse know, your spouse, let them know that we're not going to be, when we have this communication going on, we're not going to be you pointing the finger at you. Well, a lot of time it's good to have that I statement. You talk about yourself to your spouse, because a lot of times people that don't know how to communicate, they'll take anything and run with it with an argument. Communicate clearly and gently. There's a scripture in the Bible that says something like this: a soft answer turns away wrath. And that is very true. A lot of times when you're gentle and when you're calm, after a while, they might come in heated and ready to fuss and argue. They might come in like that, but that don't mean they have to leave like that, because just because they're going off doesn't mean you have to go off as well. All right. It doesn't mean you have to go just because their tone has gotten loud and they go at, acting unseemly. That doesn't mean you have to. You need to feel secure in yourself. That you don't have to defend yourself in every situation, in every conversation. And, you in communication. You're not defensive. And the one I want to talk about that has really helped me is for me not to always take things personally. And so I'm going to share this one with you. Don't take everything personally. And this was a big one with me, you all, because every time something derogatory came out of my husband's mouth, I thought he was direct. Every harsh word that came out of his mouth, I thought he was always directing it to try to hurt me and tear me down. And maybe he was. But I can tell you this that I've learned, don't take it personally, because a lot of times when people come after you with different harsh words, a lot of times it's something that they're dealing with inwardly themselves. This is one that has really, really blessed me. And a lot of times when people, a lot of times people have inner frustrations. They have that inner frustration. And when they're communicating with you, we're talking about difficult spouses right now. And when they're communicating, they're coming to attack, attack, attack when they're communicating because they're probably upset about whatever it is. So they talk harsh to you. But next time, what I want you to do is I want you to think about it and look at them and know they have some type of inner frustration going on with themselves. How do you know? Because when before they came, you were fine. You didn't have anything going on with you. You were doing great. When they came with whatever harshness or whatever they had going on, when they came in, that you were doing excellent. And that's what you have to keep it at. I'm still doing excellent, even though you've come over here with harsh words, saying all type of derogatory things. It doesn't matter because I was doing fine before you came. And the next time something happened, they had come with this hard commitment. You have to remind yourself this is emotion is about them. It's not about you. And this has blessed me so much because you can go in the grocery store. You can be in the grocery store and you can get with a cashier person that just have the nastiest attitude, but it's something that's going on with them. It has nothing to do with you. So I want you all to not, from now on, from here on out, don't take everything personally. Don't do it. Don't do it with your spouse. Don't do it with whoever you encounter throughout the day. Don't do it because it's not worth your emotion. It's not worth your blood pressure going up. It's not worth you ruining your great day that you're having. It's really not worth it. If you're having a great day, let me tell you something. Remind yourself, I'm having a great day and I'm going to continue to have a great day. You have that great day, you all. You have that great day and continue to have a great day. Don't let what people do or say ruin your day. Because I'm telling you, don't take it personally. When people come to try to mess you up, don't take it personally because you too beautiful. You're too beautiful to let anyone mess up that beautiful face, that beautiful smile, the beautiful thoughts in your mind. You shouldn't let anybody come to interrupt your day, not even your difficult spouse. Because life's too short. Life too short to let someone come and ruin your day every day. Life is too short. And you have to love yourself, you all. I just want to say that. You have to love yourself. Remind yourself that whatever they have coming toward you, that this emotion is not your emotion, it's their emotion. And it doesn't do anything again to take away your value. It has nothing to do with taking away anything from you. So you have to remind yourself of that. And so I just want to come on and encourage everyone that might have a difficult spouse. she might be horrible, but you can go through it. If you love them, if you desire to go through it, it's a way to go through everything. I love you all, and I hope to talk to you soon. Peace.